ladies.
Hey.
Welcome. It's such an honor to be with you again. Let me give the audience an introduction for their listening pleasure. I had the opportunity of meeting you on New Year's Eve in Clear Lake, the Surf Ballroom in Perkins, actually the next day. But our listeners maybe didn't have that same opportunity. Some were probably there, some weren't. So here we go, ladies. Rebel Queens. Rebel Queens is an all female rock band based in Minneapolis, blending the raw energy of 70s and 80s rock with the rebellious spirit of Joan Jett and the soul of Led Zeppelin. The band features Tiffany Beamer, right here with us, on lead vocals, Daniel Pearson, drums and vocals, Katie Word, guitar and vocals, Stevie Mora, lead guitar, Kelsey Word, bass and vocals, and with us today, Lou Black, bass and vocals. Rebel Queens delivers electrifying performances with a mix of original compositions and dynamic renditions of classic tracks by artists like Def Leppard, Van Halen, and more. Notable moments in their career include Bernita Strauss performing at Rockfest for 2 consecutive years and debuting at the Full Throttle Saloon in Sturgis. Rebel Queens strives to pay homage to the legends of rock while inspiring the next generation of rock goddesses. Known for their female empowerment anthems, the band aims to create a safe space for women in rock where they can thrive without fear of judgment or limitation. Their album, For Her Pleasure, speaks directly to women celebrating their power and sexuality. With the single Every Night is Ladies' Night, Rebel Queens champions the idea that women can and should reclaim traditionally male dominated spaces. Yes, for them, the phrase for her pleasure is a bold statement of creating music for their own enjoyment and empowerment. Welcome to the show, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Such a pleasure to have you both with me. So tell me, let's tell the audience about Rebel Queens. When did you first know that you wanted to form and be a band?
Well, I missed the first half of the question. I think it cut out. But what I think I think you said was what made us want to be in a band.
Yes, that is correct. Oh, I'm so sorry. There was
Why
technological
is it cutting
problems. I
out?
couldn't see them on my end. I could repeat it. So tell us about Rebel Queens. When did you first know that you wanted to form and be in a band?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I always kind of had that in me, but I never thought I was good enough, and I just was always, I don't know, too afraid to do it. And then I started getting really into Joan Jett, and I went and saw the Runaways movie. And I just thought that looked so cool, and I had to do it. So I just started trying to sing that kind of music, and it was vibing with people. So I just went and found some people to play with, and that's really it.
There you go. Oh, that is so beautiful. Tell me, Joan Jett is your biggest influence. Then what after Joan? Who else is one of your biggest influences?
Yeah, I think then after Joan, really came Janis Joplin.
Oh, yeah.
She really came into the picture, and I learned a lot about singing from her and connecting with people and just really feeling it and letting it all out. So I think through her music, she helped me with that.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah.
How beautiful. I love that so much. And tell me, do you have a personal mission statement, ladies? Each one of them, I'm sure, is very different. Tell me, what are those mission statements?
You want to start?
Personal mission statements. Um, I would say mine would to be providing the best quality of musicianship and showmanship that I can.
Oh,
With Rebel Queens, there's really good opportunities to be able to do that. I'm very lucky to be able to play with very talented ladies, and
yes.
um, the amount of fun and energy we create is something that I'm very proud of, and I'm very excited to see what this next year is going to hold. So I'd probably have to say, yeah, within like musicianship, showmanship, that's probably my
Yes.
biggest mission statements to try to always put on the best show I can.
And you do such a fabulous job. I tell you what, I have never seen a female band with better showmanship in my life. And I'm an oldie, I'm 65. I've seen a lot of female bands, never to this level. Thank you so much for what you do.
Well,
Thank
thank you.
Of course.
I
my
would say
pleasure.
that I would hope to inspire people and empower, especially women, the way that I felt empowered by Joan Jett.
Yeah.
Because I personally know several women who have started bands just like because of her. So, I mean, how cool. Like, I would love to be able to do that for people too.
That is so beautiful. I love that so much. Let's go back to childhood. Do you have any fun childhood stories that you can share with our audience?
Oh, boy. Well, one time I recruited my two cousins, Heather and Ashley, to be in a band with me where we basically made instruments out of household items.
Ooh.
And we like wrote our little songs. I mean, I was probably like 8, I don't know. And I made my mom send me a picture of this today because I just thought of it.
Sure.
And we were playing our stuff and we were calling all the local radio stations to try to get someone to like
Ooh,
listen to our song.
I love that so much.
And several said no. But then one local Twin Cities, it was KS95 here. They were like, yes, we'll listen to you, you know, and then they were like, wow, that was so great. Like, I hope you keep doing it. And anyway, so shout out to KS95 and the Twin Cities.
Yes, KS95. Thank you guys so much. I love that. That is so beautiful. How about you, Lou?
Ah, childhood memories.
Yes.
I remember at a very young age, I would pull out all the pots and pans that my parents had in the house, and I would grab like some wooden spoons, and I would just make my own drum set on the kitchen floor. And they loved that, as
Oh
you
my
can
gosh.
imagine. That was
Oh my
something
God.
they were really encouraged. But I did eventually end up getting a drum set too, so it wasn't all in vain. Like it was a
That
nurtured,
Yeah.
nurtured skill.
oh my gosh, that is so exciting. I absolutely love that story. So tell me, do you have a bucket list? And if so, what is on that list?
Oh gosh. You know, I think that I just booked a bucket list thing for us this year, which is playing at Whiskey A Go Go in Hollywood. The opportunity came about, and I don't know how we're going to make it happen to get out there. It's going to cost a lot of money, but you know, I think it's going to be worth it. And so
Yes.
it's just kind of a bucket list place. I mean, she's played there with another band, right?
Yeah.
But I've never played there, so.
Oh, wow, that is so exciting. And it's just money. Don't worry about it. You know, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can always make more.
Yeah, you can always make
Hopefully.
more. That's right.
Right.
Make the memory, then finance it. Okay, Lou, how about you?
Man, well, I'm kind of riding off that one. I'm really excited for that show. I'm more excited to probably play out there now with this band, just knowing how we all have a chemistry together. I'm
Right.
really excited to be able to like kind of premiere Rebel Queens on the West Coast because we haven't done that yet. So it'll kind of be like a big pond jump for us to be able to like kind of get some new territory. So that'll be cool.
Oh, gosh, yes. And when is this transpiring?
August 27th.
Sweet.
Wednesday night at the Whiskey. Let's go.
Wednesday night at the Whiskey. I love it so much. That is beautiful. Okay, so this is kind of a fun little question. Do you have any pet peeves? And if so, what are they? I'm going to guess that it's when a lady walks up to you in a Perkins restaurant and says, "Can I interview you while I have a mouthful of food?"
It's not a pet peeve. That was just good times.
Oh, we have
What do
a
we do?
beautiful
What's
time.
your pet peeve?
Oh goodness. I don't know.
We're just so easygoing.
We
have
are
no
pretty
pet
easygoing.
peeves. You know, I don't really like when people say they're going to do something and then they don't do it. That's kind of like a pet peeve.
I have a pet peeve of when we get people come up to us and give us the backhanded compliment of like, you guys are pretty good for girls. That usually like, is one that is kind of like a
Serious.
pet
What?
peeve, but
That was a good one. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I can really think of. And even then, like they're probably trying to be genuine with their compliment.
Yes,
They
of
just came
course.
off very wrong with
Right.
it.
Right.
It just doesn't sound
Right.
Oh my gosh. So my pet peeve is people who use cell phones while driving. It drives me absolutely crazy. So yesterday I was stopped by the police here in Cedar Falls. I didn't realize I was going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. My mind was wandering as it does from time to time. And he said, and by the way, ma'am, I saw you using your phone. I said, no, you didn't. I don't use my phone. It's my biggest pet peeve. I'm 10 and 2. So he's like, oh, I guess I was wrong. I said, I think you probably were. And he said, I'm just going to let you go, sweetheart, because I feel bad that I said something that you didn't do. I'm like, you sweetheart. So, yeah.
wow.
So he let me go. God bless him. So, yeah, my thing
Well,
is I
they'll get
just,
you, man. We got speeding tickets in Iowa by the drones or whatever. Oh, they are serious. They'll get you.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you poor baby.
That's all right.
Yeah. Okay. So, how about spring plans?
Well, spring is when we start to kind of play a lot more.
Ooh.
So that's kind of our spring plans is playing some really fun shows. We got a bunch
Yeah.
of local shows in March, and then of course we're doing like 3 days in Iowa in May, which will be fun,
Mhm.
and April.
Yes.
We're at a resort. What's that thing? Captain's Getaway
Ooh.
in like Lake Okoboji's
Are you
situation
serious?
in April.
I
So
love Lake
we got a lot coming up
Okoboji.
down there. I think our booking agent is like from there, so he books us a lot in
Ooh,
Iowa.
sweet. I love it. I used to take I'm a single mama and always took my children every summer to Lake Okoboji for vacation. It's so
Nice.
beautiful there. So
It is beautiful.
if you wouldn't mind, I've got my little sticky note here. When will you be in Okoboji? What is the date?
Okoboji it's that first weekend in April. I think it's like the 3rd and 4th.
Oh, okay. 3rd and
Our
4th.
next date in Iowa
Yes.
is we're opening for Stephen Piercy of Rat at the Surf Ballroom again on February 22nd,
Oh,
Saturday night. So we're
wow.
excited about that.
Oh, I will be in Kentucky with my daughter then. Are you coming? I
Oh,
know. I want to go so bad, but I'll be in Kentucky. So other Iowa dates?
yeah. So then we've got that April one, and then we
Yep.
got Memorial Day weekend, all
Yay.
weekend, a few dates in Iowa. So
So
yeah.
where at in Iowa in Memorial Day weekend?
Let me think. So Friday, I think it's the 24th of May, that
Okay.
Friday of Memorial Weekend. We are at the Mississippi Moon Bar in Dubuque. How do you say that?
Dubuque?
Dubuque.
Yes.
I did
Yes,
it. I
Dubuque.
did it. Okay.
You
And
did.
then the next day we're in Cedar Rapids
Ooh.
at the Olympic,
Ah,
like a
cool.
theater, I guess. And
Sweet.
then the next day we're in Fort Madison.
Ooh.
Oh, she's got the schedule up. Yes,
Sweet. So you've got the schedule there. Where can our viewers and listeners see your schedule? So where can they find it?
rebelqueens.com is the best place.
Okay. And it's updated
Yeah,
there with all
rebelqueens.com. We're also on all the social media.
that's very, very cool. So tell me, what do you think about new career related endeavors?
Like that's so like it could be anything.
Yes, anything. You tell me.
Well, hey, does this count? We're like toying with the idea of possibly adding some sort of key situation to the band.
Maybe a little bit of
We're just
keyboard
toying with it. We're
action.
not sure, but we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see. That's kind
Keys.
of an endeavor. It's
Yes.
a bold new territory for us.
Yeah.
If it happens, we'll see.
And kind of like touching back on that show we have coming up at the Whiskey, but just we're trying to just keep expanding out to places we haven't really played before as a band, and it's a really cool opportunity to actually get out to the West Coast. So
Yes.
I'd say probably just us trying to keep going to new places we haven't been is like another endeavor we're trying to conquer this year.
Yeah, hopefully something will come out of that too. Like some more stuff. So
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. That is so exciting. So you talk about back if I could backtrack a little bit to the keys, who's your favorite keyboardist of all time? Yeah.
Elton John.
Oh,
The
yes, mine
piano.
too. Mine too. Have you ever had the opportunity to see him live in concert?
I have. I saw him on his farewell tour actually, and it was amazing. He
Oh, okay, so I'm
Did it
not
come back?
hearing that right. Okay, there we go. So you saw him on his
Oh, did
farewell.
you hear it now?
I
Yeah.
didn't hear the whole thing. You saw him on his farewell concert?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep, I saw his farewell tour and he played beautifully.
Yes. Oh, that's
Amazing.
so wonderful. I had the honor and
Yes, this
pleasure
thing.
of seeing him as well. Um, I saw him on my 50th birthday, which was 2009 at Wrigley Field in Chicago, which was such a joy, such a joy. So, and he was actually playing
Oh,
with
I like
Billy
it there.
Joel. Yeah, he was playing with Billy Joel at that time,
Ooh, that
and
would have been fun.
oh my gosh, it was amazing. Sold out at Wrigley Field. Oh, yes. So gorgeous. How about you, Tiffany? Who's your favorite keyboardist of all time?
I didn't necessarily have one, but my mind went to Deep Purple. I don't really know who that is, but they
Oh,
got some cool keys going on in their
yeah,
songs.
cool keys. That song, Smoke on the Water. Oh my gosh, I love that song. That is from my high school days. Oh, I
Oh
just love it.
Lord.
So,
Oh.
something that's really intriguing to me about the two of you and your whole entire band is that you really reverence the 70s and the 80s, even though you're so young. You weren't even born yet. So, tell me, what is it that makes you wrap your mind and hearts around the 70s and the 80s versus, say, the 90s or the 2000s?
Yeah. Well, when I started getting into music, it was like late 90s. So there was like so much happening, and it was just I think that made my music taste really eclectic because there
Yeah.
was like alternative, there was great pop, there was like all these different kinds of things going on. But I think that me getting into just really vibing with Joan Jett and like kind of exploring music around that time. Because my parents didn't really like give that to me. People are like, "Oh, your parents must have listened to this," and I'm like, "Not really." Actually, my
No.
mom like I grew up with my mom, and she just listened to whatever's on the radio, and
Okay.
so she didn't really do that too much. But yeah, I just kind of discovered it on my own, and I just loved the energy and the whole thing, the
Hmm.
Yes.
style,
The
the
style.
the excess of the 80s.
Yeah. Wow. I love that so much. The style. Ah, yes. Those were good days. Absolutely. And how about you, Lou?
I am kind of the opposite. I had parents who had a very strong interest in music taste within the 70s and 80s rock
Mm.
genres. So I was kind of always exposed to it growing up and just really grew to find that I really liked it,
Yes.
along with other genres as you discover. But
Yes.
yeah, this one has always kind of resonated with physical level.
Yeah.
To the sense of not only when I'm playing, but just something that's very relatable to listen to. And I just really, I don't know, there's just something about that time period and that sound that I just really like
Yes.
and appreciate. And I think it's really cool.
Yeah. It's a very genuine time, very truthful, in my opinion, right? And,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I grew up on the Monkees, the Monkees. So, yeah, I mean, I saw my, Mickey Dolenz at the Surf Ballroom in September, and that was my very first, that my very first album was a Monkees album. And then from there, I went to Elton John, as we discussed, and Elton was my favorite, and my brother Greg, who lives also in St. Paul, near you guys, it was his favorite. So we shared that in common. I only have one sibling and we both loved Elton John. It's like I mean, Bernie Taupin, of course, wrote those lyrics, but the two of them together were magic. absolutely magic. And it just felt like he was speaking to our lives, what we went through in our lives. And that was so beautiful. I love that. So, okay. So, any closing thoughts, ladies?
I'll leave that to you. What's the closing thought?
Closing thoughts being, if you're interested in checking us out or our music, please go to rebelqueens.com. We also have a Facebook, Instagram page as well. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, pretty much any streaming platform. So we hope to see you at a show. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your time interviewing us. It was great to see you again.
Thank you so much for having us and for
My pleasure, truly.
chat with you.
If one, lastly, if some of I want to get some merch, how do I get your merchandise? Anything that you have that you're
It's
selling?
pretty much at shows, but I think right now we just have the tickets for our Whiskey A Go Go show on our web store, but I've been meaning to put some stuff up there. So check back the website.
There you go.
Should have some more stuff up there soon.
Hey, gotta have merch. Gotta wear it. Want to brand you guys here in the Cedar Valley with the clothes and whatever, the hats and whatever. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you both so much for being with me. It's been such an honor and such a pleasure to spend this time with you. And I can't wait for the next show with Rebel Queens.
Yeah,
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see you there. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Take care.
Thank you. You too.